Hey, how's everyone going? Stuart here from Stuart's Tarantulas. Hope you're well, man. Today, guys, I am quite excited about doing a housing, not a rehousing, but a housing of a new tarantula, which is a pretty special tarantula that I have acquired in the tarantula hobby trade here, which I am very excited and stoked about. I managed to get my hands on a beautiful female. They are pretty rare in South Africa, so it's not a tarantula I would recommend for beginners. I know my channel is focused on beginners, but I wanted to just publish this video just showing beginners and intermediate keepers on the species. It's called a Megaphobema robustum, or the Columbian giant redleg. So this species is comes from Colombia. It's a pretty difficult spider to keep, in the sense that it doesn't require the higher temperatures as one might expect of other species, that come from more humid and warmer regions. So Colombia does have mountainous areas and things like that. So this species requires a cooler temperature. When I say coolish, between actually about 22 to 24 degrees, not much more than that, not much higher than that. I'm not into breeding. I'm just into collecting and informing people of the beauty of our tarantula hobby. So I'm gonna be not rehousing. I keep saying rehousing. I'm gonna be housing this special girl in this juvenile tub, this juvenile enclosure setup. Sorry, it's just got a little bit of I've wiped it down, etc. So it's just got a bit of remnants of some peat in it, which I was busy testing before I was testing out my new substrate before shooting this video. So anyway, this enclosure is 17 by 25 by 25. So the spider in question, don't get me wrong, this spider is not going to be its forever home. She's probably going to outgrow this enclosure within a year. So she'll be housed in something, say about a 40 centimeter long enclosure when she reaches maturity. So I'm just going to quickly show you the spider down here. It's in a tub at the moment. So these are very heavy hair kickers. I should be wearing gloves, but I'm just going to slowly open and show you. She is a small juvenile female. I'm just going to use my paintbrush. So just so you know, this spider's diagonal leg span is about 8 centimeters. There's my hand as a reference. It's a very small female. They are a sought after species in the tarantula hobby abroad, and especially in South Africa. So they've got these beautiful orange, I can point with this side. They've got this beautiful orange coloration on their legs, and on their femur, which is, I have to disturb her, on her femur, which the femur is actually in here. They've got like a black stripe. They've got I don't want to use that to touch her. They've got a black carapace and orange carapace. As you can see the posture she's in, you think to yourself, this is a bit odd, but trust me, it's not odd. Let me turn this, as you can have a good look at that. This is a defense mechanism that this particular species has when it defends itself, when it's deterred by any predators. A couple of other New Worlds do this, but this is quite special because this is the only tarantula I've got that displays this behavior. It points its abdomen up in the air, and those are urticating hairs, and its rear legs are so more pronounced than its other 3 legs on either side, and they've got much longer almost spiky hairs on those legs. And trust me, they kick a cloud of urticating hairs towards predators. So they don't conventionally go around and strike like maybe some old world tarantulas and throw away predators that way. These guys actually turn their abdomens towards you and kick their hairs off. So if I try and move her, she'll turn around, and you can see she's just in a stationary position. So now you can have a look at the front of her. Look at the black femur. Those are what we call the femurs on the spider's legs, and it's got a black carapace there. And the rest of the leg is like completely orange. This is like one of the ultimate tarantulas. Actually, my personal preference, I prefer this almost over a Theraphosa genus, Blondie or Apophysis, or even a Sturmey, but it's got its own personality. There again, just a size. These spiders, especially, well, the females can get big. They can get up to about 18 centimeters diagonal leg span. But she has been confirmed and sexed as a confirmed female, and she is about 9 centimeters diagonal leg span. She's got a lot of growing and a long life ahead of her, which I'm looking forward to. So let me just close this up and we'll concentrate on the juvenile enclosure. All right, so let us start with the enclosure. Like I said, it's a 17 by 25 by 25, and I'm going to start off by filling the enclosure up with some substrate, and then I will put in a cork bark hide and decorate it. It's a pretty small enclosure. Like I said, this will just suit her for the next year until she molts maybe 2 or 3 times now, and then I'll be rehousing her in something bigger. So you know, if your spider is very small, don't think that they need a massive space, because if you want your spider to grow and to thrive, you know, like a sling or something, or even a juvenile, the smaller the space you keep it in, the more chance it's got of getting hydration, as well as its food. So if you house a sling in this enclosure, you know, 9 times out of 10, that sling is not going to not find its food, and it's not going to grow, and it might just die. So that's why we keep them in smaller enclosures, so they can sort of outgrow into them and outgrow them. So I'm going to use this piece of corkbark hide. It's suitable for her size, just comparing there. And I know for a fact this species is a bit fossorial in nature. It digs. So I'm going to house it like this, I think. I'm just going to put a corkbark hide in there, and I'm going to put some more substrate in. Don't worry about that. They are, like I say, they are little bulldozers. I did actually have a male of this, which matured out, which I have now traded off to a very reputable breeder in the South African tarantula hobby, and because he's got 2 mature female robustum, and I do hope we are able to successfully captive breed this beautiful species in the South African tarantula market, or hobby I should say. So yeah, that was my plan. I don't have the experience like a lot of breeders in our South African hobby to actually breed them, but I would rather not hold on to a male just for the sake of having the spider, but for the good of the hobby, I relinquished it and got myself a female and gave the male to the breeder, and I know that he will hopefully he'll have successful breeding, because they are a very specialized spider to breed, and I honestly don't have the time to look after slings, you know, hence why I don't breed. So I'm just there as I've said previously in previous videos, I'm just there to help and just spur the interest in the wonderful world of tarantulas. So as you can see, I'm putting quite a lot of substrate in because they are fossorial in nature. So I'm just going to compact it down so there's sufficient. There's a layer at the back here and the front, and she's going to go in there. Let me just pull that out. You can have a look from the front what's going on here. So you can see the it's just a nice tunnel for her to go in there. I'm going to put lots of I'm just going to put some leaf litter in here just now, and I'm going to put a water dish, and I'm going to put a little bit of decoration in as well, just to spice it up a bit. So let us start with a bit of leaf litter, dry leaf litter. I've also learned along the way now myself, personally, I learn every day myself with tarantulas. There's a big misconception about hydration, you know, or humidity levels in certain species. And funny enough, I learned that, you know, it's not always true that, you know, like a wet, moist setup is required. Even for a Theraphosa, they can be kept pretty dry, and this species doesn't need to be moisture dependent as such, you know, so it can be left in almost a semi-dry humidity level about 50 to 60%. So there is ventilation slots here, there's a ventilation slot here, and I'll have cross ventilation here when the sliding lid goes on. So yeah, that just gives you a bit of overview about that. So don't worry too much about external hydration. Spiders do not need it. They need internal hydration, meaning water. They actually need to ingest the water. So I'm going to put this water dish in here first and foremost. I'm hoping that when she digs that she doesn't deposit all her soil in the water dish, and if she does that, I'll just move the soil around anyway. So there we go. So this substrate at the back is about 12 centimeters deep, so I think that should be adequate enough. Let's just put I've got a small piece of cork bark. I think I'll just put this somewhere here, maybe, I don't know. Let's play around with it. Yeah, it's got a flat bottom, so I think around here might look nice, or there, I don't know. Got a few stones as well. She can climb over there to get to the water dish. I'm just trying to deter her from digging too much. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's play with this one, see how that looks there. Let's just clear that out. You can play around with the setups. It's yeah, no, there's too much here. Yeah, I can actually put the stone in here. Might look quite nice. Or I could put that there. I don't know, whichever. Nah, I think up here would look better. Might serve a better purpose. Let's just turn this back where it was. Glare out. Sorry, the sun is moving, or sorry, the earth is moving and the sun is now changing its direction for this filming for some reason. Let's just try a little bit to get the glare away, if that helps with the camera. Yeah, just want to clean up a little bit. So there we go, guys. What do you think of that setup? Water dish, a little bit of a piece of cork bark, a hide for her to go into, and a top level, which I'm sure she will bulldoze us around a little bit. To be honest, that's what they do. A lot of tarantulas do that. I've actually found that recently with my recently House Grammostola pulchra that she has been bulldozing her enclosure. That was a video I posted quite recently, I think it was. So there's water in the water bowl. Yeah, I think the cage is ready for a rehouse. Well, I should say ready for her to go into her home. So sleeves up, gloves on. When you're working with a spider like this, let's just take the lid off. You can really see those hairs. So I'm going to try and not stress her out too much. I'm going to just actually put the bowl in here. There, she's kicking her hairs. There she goes. No. Come on, girl. Constant contact. Don't go in the water bowl. I heard a very sad story. There, she's kicking hairs. She's got that defense. She's got that defense mechanism already in place. You can see her holding her abdomen up, and I am a predator to her, so she's trying to defend herself. So not as bolty. They can be quite bolty. You can see her there. I don't know if you want to get some close-ups of her. You can have a good look at her in the enclosure. Maybe zoom in on that beautiful carapace and the abdomen. Yeah, she's can actually have a look around the side if you want. On the top of her, might be from this top angle, you might be able to see her get some nice shots of her. So yeah, if you see the size of the enclosure, this is more than adequate. I mean, her body length is there, so it's more than 4 times the size of her body requirements. So in probably two molds, I'll be rehousing her to something like a 30 by 30 type of enclosure. That should do her well in growing. But just peace of mind, I am very happy that in knowing that she is a not a mature female, she is a female. Just going to put the door on. Look, I've already got my sticker on for her. There you can see the name. Here we go. It's the Columbian giant red leg, or the Megaphobema robustum. So that is the rehouse done, guys. The housing done. Let's take the gloves off now, and we can here we go. So for this video I wore long sleeves, just for the hairs, just in case, and I also wore gloves, as I always do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do have a robustum, let me know. If you aspire to getting one as a beginner, I challenge you to do that. Build yourself up, work through some spiders, some New World spiders, get used to their behaviors and things like that. This species is not a beginner species at all. It's intermediate keeper to advanced keepers, tarantula in terms of its care. So yeah, that'll do it for this video, guys. If there's any questions or any comments, I'll sure come back to you if you drop me a comment. Share the video. I really appreciate the support. Like it, and please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe down here or down here, one of the two. I really appreciate it if you would subscribe and support my channel. I'm here for the South African hobby and for all the novice keepers, and just for the interest in the hobby, to try and grow the hobby in South Africa, which we need to grow the interest. Spiders have got tarantulas and spiders have got a very bad rep, which they shouldn't. They're good for the environment, and they're good for us as well. So guys, that'll do it for this one. I will see you in the next one. And as always, guys, love your tarantulas. Cheers.